Welcome everybody to Goddess Talk Show. I am Bolaji and I'm so excited for you to be here tonight. Tonight we're at My Shaded Texture with our amazing beauty supply store here in Tampa Bay, Florida. And we have so many people in the building. We have DJ Spaceship, we have Kia, we have Fat Boy Juice, Chef Mel from Three Generations Food Truck, Faye's Cafe, and Taken by Ty. So we cannot wait to see everything going on tonight. We'll be right back on Goddess Talk Show. Okay, sorry. Here you go.
Thank you.
All right, so Kia, you were just recently performing at Juneteenth, so that's the first time I was introduced to you.
Yes.
So how was the Juneteenth experience?
It was amazing. Well, first of all, when I found out I was performing at Raymond James, I was like, all right, this is Raymond James.
Yeah.
I got to come prepared. I'm ready.
Yes.
So it was such a great experience. So I sang and then I did the fashion show as well. And it was so amazing. It was my first time walking in a fashion show and I was very, very grateful because I am very small. I'm very short.
I'm here.
Yeah. So it was very, I was very honored because a lot of times short people don't really get to do runway. So I was very, very happy about that.
All right, so we're going to let you perform High Tide. We have DJ Spaceship here. DJ, we ready?
We're ready.
We ready. So go ahead, Kia. Give us some High Tide.
Awesome. Thank you.
Gave everything
everything you wanted, give you everything you need. Thought our love was unconditional, so why'd you go and leave? Maybe it's all on me, or maybe I'm just naive. Cause now you getting blunted every single time I see you in these streets and on the weekend with your weak friends, just pretending that you got it all together for you frontin'. You were dead and now I know it, and now I gotta show it. Now I gotta show it. You never chose me over them, and now that you're down, it's my phone you calling. Was there for you, even in my high tide? But once the wave settles, you gon' see that I'm alright. Woman of my word, raised in the church, 70 times 70, forgiveness though it hurts. Why wouldn't I be sorry? Cause you acting like a bird. So do what you do best and fly away from the very thing you said you wanted, the very thing you said you need. Thought our love was unconditional, but still you had to leave. Maybe it's all on me, I thought I was just naive. I see you checking on my gram every night of the week. Cause now I'm here without you by my side. And I'm doing fine, and trust me, I'm the reason why. Your mama told me, baby girl, you are the prize. So I bust up my life and I dedicated my time. Now you gon' see me in these streets and out every weekend with my new friends, no pretending. Cause I got it all together, I ain't frontin'. You were dead and now I know it. I'm in these streets, I'm doing me, I'm feeling free, cause I am all I need. I'm in these streets, I'm feeling free, I'm doing me, cause I am all I need. I'm in these streets, I'm doing me, I'm feeling free, cause I am all I need. I'm in these streets, I'm feeling free, I'm doing me, cause I am all I need. I'm in these streets, I'm doing me, I'm feeling free. Yeah. Down while you're calling, yeah, my high tide. You gon' see that I'm alright. Yeah. Down.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Kia. So, how can we follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram at KSHH_0506.
And we can stream your music where?
YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify.
All right. So, thank you so much, Kia.
Thank you.
All right. So, what we're going to do, DJ, we're going to bring in our next musical performance. We have Fat Boy Juice. And Fat Boy Juice, you are raised in Tampa Bay, Florida. Yes, say Pete specifically. Y'all know the bird. So we're going to bring Fat Boy Juice up here so he can tell us what's going to happen today. Come on. All right, Fat Boy Juice. What's going on?
How you doing, Bolaji?
I'm good. What's going on?
Good.
So tell us who you are, where you from.
Fat Boy Juice, born and raised St. Petersburg, Florida. You know, the bird for life. Born and raised.
All right, what got you into the music industry?
Just everyday life stuff, life stories, you know, things I've been through, you know, and I put it all into my music just to inspire somebody that may be going through that right now, that they can listen to my music and learn from what I had to go through and maybe look at stuff at different angles.
All right, so what are you performing for us tonight?
I'm gonna perform my signature song that got me started with everything. It's called Can't Fail.
And what's it about?
It's about letting people, inspiring people to, man, keep chasing out their dreams, never give up, man. Don't, them naysayers, man, prove them wrong, keep pushing, keep grinding, and eventually it's gonna pay off and you can't fail.
So how can we find the music?
I'm on all platforms, Spotify, Pandora, Tidal, Apple Music. I'm on everything. So
So DJ, let's get it together. We're gonna hear some good music from Fat Boy Juice.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Hey man, this song here. Anybody that's ever been through something, man. Hey man, keep pushing, keep grinding. Never give up, man. Keep chasing after your dreams. Hey, it's bound to happen. Yeah. 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 Try me if you want. Try me if you want to. Listen. I can't fail. A lot of people count on me to win. Got a family to take care of, gotta go all in. But it's a struggle when all you got is a 9 to 5. To make money, gotta work doubles to survive. That can't be life, man. It's crazy how things have changed. Used to get flipped some grams on, was in the chain gang. My cousin Bizzle always told me I'm in a different lane. LB showed me how to go and flip it, man. I really appreciate everything that I was taught. Said I'd never be nothing, yeah, that's what they thought. Something good came out the hood. Come a long way, but I wish you would try me. You better think twice. Don't let the smile fool you. I'm certified for life, so I'ma keep getting money, stand in my own lane. When I think about my past, so glad it ain't the same. Hey, hey, hey. When I think about my past, so glad it ain't the same. Yeah. When I think about my hey. Hey, and when I think about all them times I was wilding out, slinging dimes in the parking lots, and the chicks that shut me down said that I was too chubby. The same chicks that walk by now, they all wanna love me, but I got a baddie now. She love me and my tummy. Call me Juicy Babe, man, that stuff there is funny. Only time they used to call us when they need something from me. What they show me, everybody love you when you got money. Hate that fakeness. Got told I never be nothing. I had to boss up, show them haters real quick. I make my own moves, do what I want to. Sometimes the snakes be the closest one to you. I really appreciate everything that was taught. They said I never be nothing, yeah, that's what they thought. Something good came out the hood. Come a long way, but I wish you would try me. You better think twice. Don't let the smile fool you. I'm certified for life. I'ma keep getting money, stand in my own lane. When I think about my past, so glad it ain't the same. Hey, hey. When I think about my past, so glad it ain't the same. Hey, hey. When I think about my past, yeah. Fat Boy in the building. Let's go. Keep pushing, keep grinding. Never give up on your dreams, man. It's gonna happen for you. I'm a living witness, man. Living testimony, man. Keep pushing, keep grinding. Never give up. Fat Boy in the building. Yeah. Try me.
Good job, Fat Boy. Don't let it. All right, so we got DJ Spaceship. Shout out to DJ Spaceship. Got us the good music. So I love that song. I did ask you to sing, to perform it during Juneteenth. So talk about that experience as well, because this is the second time I'm hearing you perform this.
Absolutely. The experience at Juneteenth, it was all love there. Had a great time at Raymond James, and then we came back the very next day and performed it at the Gospel Fest. It was a great time, man. I love that whole platform and the whole atmosphere. It was again, I'm Fat Boy Juice on Instagram, FATBOYYY_Juice. I'm all out of breath, but I'm a fat boy. But hey, follow me on all platforms, Fat Boy Juice, Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora. Let's go, man. We in the building.
I appreciate you. And what we want to do, especially because of the performance from you, from Kia, we want to make sure everybody follows them, stream their music, because it takes you to help them get bigger and bigger so that they can get on more platforms, right? So thank you so much. Yo, DJ, if you could kick us a little bit of something, we want to make sure that we take a break on Goddess Talk, and we'll be right back.
Go outside. Big time forward.
Welcome back to Goddess Talk Show. I am your host, Bolaji Ajike. It is so much going on in here. We're so excited. We've got DJs, we've got live performances, we've got a couple different things going, and it's been amazing just today. Tonight on Goddess Talk, we are interviewing Miss Pamela Thompson. She is the owner of My Shade and Texture here in Tampa Bay, Florida. And Pam, you've been in business for almost
2 years.
Almost 2 years. And the thing, originally we were here last year, right before your opening.
Yes.
And then COVID happened. So I want you, before we get to COVID, to introduce who you are, what you do, and how we got to My Shade and Texture.
Like you said, actually coming up on 2 years with the physical location.
Mhm.
Actually started in April 2019 when I established the business, working full time. During that time leading up to just finding a space, I made sure that my presence was known and letting everyone know what was coming. So that was just doing like a lot of community events, vending, just letting people know that we were here and that we were coming to a physical location while still searching for
And the
a
community
location.
was excited about it. I
Yes.
saw so many people here. You had a big turnout for opening day.
Yes.
Yeah, that whole weekend before, because we came before you actually launched.
Days before.
And we had our situation here, but then by that weekend it was full-fledged and you had this whole place packed.
Yeah.
And then I mean, Candy Low came with a bus tour.
Mhm.
You've been encircled by the community. So talk about that, just being in the space on Bush Boulevard in Tampa.
Absolutely. Well, I live in a community. Being a resident of Temple Terrace, I'm just literally minutes away from the store. And from the beginning, I knew that I wanted to be a community-based store because that's something that I don't see with other beauty supply stores that are non-Black owned. And being a Black owned business, I wanted to give back because I was right here in my community. So of course I have to lean on my community members just as they lean on me.
Yeah.
So very important to me to be a community driven and community based store.
And you mentioned being number one Black owned. All right. So we want to especially dive into that because being Black owned in this industry, you are a minority in this industry, but we lead as Black people as consumers within this industry. So talk about that part because I want to transition with what your difficulties were coming into the space.
Yeah, absolutely. Being one of the number one consumers, that's something I preach all the time. Yet when it comes to ownership, when it comes to the beauty supply world, very limited. Of course, there is a wave that started before me. And matter of fact, I'm a part of that wave now. But across the country, a lot of Black women and men are stepping out and doing something different. And that's opening up a beauty supply store. Of course, I'm the person, I am my target market and it makes it kind of easy for me. However, like you said, it is very difficult, whether it comes to establishing accounts and things like that. But I took a different route because of the doors that were closed. So I made my own path. But yes, it's a fraction of us when it comes to ownership in the beauty supply world, yet we spend the most dollars.
And let's talk about the supply chain because, again, we are consumers. But you mentioned to me prior to this that, hey, it was difficult getting the products that you needed, getting to stock up your stuff. So you stock with Black owned businesses a lot more than others, right? So you have in here brands that are Black owned. So if you want to talk about it, shout out a couple people. We'd love to hear about them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when I first started in April, I started with an online presence. And so I reached out to a lot of Black owned businesses, some products that I was currently using. One of my first few vendors, Curls and Potions. She's out of Georgia. Yes, love her. You love her. Yeah, she's an indie brand. Oh wow, so many. But the biggest turning point for me was in September of 2019. A couple of months before I opened the store, there was a big natural hair show that came here. And there's a lot of women and men in Tampa that have textured hair, have natural hair, but it's very difficult for us to find a beauty supply store that caters to us.
Yeah.
So I wanted to provide that solution for that problem, being natural myself. But Allocate Naturals, Rochelle Graham, who's the owner and founder, she's like a pioneer in the natural hair community. She put on this huge natural hair show at the fairgrounds. So we were a vendor for that show, but I made it a point that at some point I was going to step away, introduce myself to these CEOs, let them know what's going on. Hey, you're here in Tampa. Why not have your products? Instead of leaving, of course you're leaving to go back to your own city, but leave your presence here and let it linger with my shade and texture. So out of the 10 CEOs that I met with, 9 of them I was able to establish an account right there in person. The 10th person, it took just a less than a week to get an account established. But just letting them know how difficult it was for me, just reaching out to non-Black owned brands. Of course, you want to have your Black owned business. You want to have as many Black owned brands as possible.
Yeah.
However, when it comes to distributors, they are owned by non-Black owned people. So of course you have to go that route sometimes. But because the door was closed for me, because there's a bigger beauty supply store here in Tampa, and they actually notified these companies and threatened to cancel their accounts
because I was here.
Because I was here, yeah.
And the distribution is very hard because most things don't come from within the country; they're coming from outside of the country.
Absolutely.
And if it's coming to this one distributor, they can actually close out everybody,
correct,
and including you as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they did not let you have access to them.
Did not.
Okay. And so now think about all the other people who want to open up beauty supply stores or need products, right? What kind of advice would you give them? Because if they're finding that distributors are close to them, how would they go about it? The same way you did, or would you give them other tips?
Well, again, my path was, one door closed. Okay, that's leading me somewhere else. And so I worked directly with these Black owned brands. There is a ton of local talent here in Tampa. Some of the biggest brands that we carry in the store are right here in Tampa. Beauty from the Roots. She is one of our top selling products in the store. Candy, her products are actually used at Moffitt Cancer Center.
Okay.
So you can't beat that. And these are women who are right here in our own backyard. So why not take advantage of that? I take it a step further by actually inviting them into the store to actually meet their consumers, because that's my biggest mission, is to join the consumers and these CEOs, putting them together.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women and men, when they come into the store, we kind of tell them the story about starting from that CEO and what inspired them to actually start their product line. Because a lot of, consumers, we want to have that connection with that brand. So that's what we do. We go out of our way to make sure that these CEOs know about our consumers and vice versa.
Okay. And you've been doing this now for less than 2 years. And within the 2 years that you've been here, COVID hit. So talk about that experience, because it was difficult to maneuver, but you found ways, you became innovative. So talk about, number one, when COVID hit, what was your reaction as a brand new business opening, right? You literally only 2 months in when everything started shutting down almost. So talk about that experience, and then we have some viewers who have some questions for you, and I can pose them to you as well.
Absolutely. So no one thinks of COVID as a new business owner. Even just starting the process, the research process, started with my business plan. I had so many things in that business plan, contingency plans. No one, whether you're a vet or a startup brand, no one was prepared for this. So yes, we were actually less than 4 months old, because I had my soft launch in November. That was kind of quiet and calm. And then January was an actual grand opening. And then having a salon on site. A lot of customers, my staff were affected by COVID. I'm in city limits. And so the mayor at that time shut down the city. So what happened? This was one of the mistakes that I made, where when I started my business in April, I had that online presence. Soft launch came in November, still had that online store. However, preparing for grand opening, I shut it down. I never went back to reactivate it. I was just riding that wave of having new customers coming to the store.
Everything.
Exactly. And so I wasn't prepared for COVID when it came to, okay, now women and men are ordering online. So that put me back at least 2 weeks. But I was here sun up, sundown inside the store, pushing as many products as I could online. And so I had to pivot. So a lot of things that were in my business plan that were set to roll out at later dates, I had to implement those right away. And so that was curbside pickup. That was delivery, and that was shipping. But again, the biggest mistake that I made was shutting down my e-commerce side instead of letting that roll. And I would have been prepared, at least on that side, when it came to COVID. But I always say COVID has been a blessing and a curse, The blessing is we now have customers outside of Tampa.
Yeah.
And that's because of COVID.
And that's a big thing because people feel like, their home base is it, but you have to look outside.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to read this comment from one of our viewers. I'll never forget early when COVID hit, I needed some hair products. All the hair salons were closed still, and the struggle was real. She was patient, you video called through Instagram to help her find the products that she needed. So she shopped for all your products and delivered them. So you were delivering directly to people.
Absolutely.
And it's so funny. The person that you were talking, that's Kayla, my sister. That's Kayla. So you actually, so you went beyond just, curbside. You went beyond just, ordering online. You actually did some deliveries yourself.
Yep.
I remember when I needed my curls and potions because I used all their products and then I had to re-up, but I wasn't able to make it. And you offered that, hey, I'll even deliver it to you or meet you halfway.
Yep.
So you did all you could as a business to really try to get in the face of your consumer.
Absolutely.
Now talk about that e-commerce, because that e-commerce, a lot of people can't make that shift. And you already had established it, but then you shut it down because you were newly open, and then you had to kind of revamp it. Talk about that space, because a lot of people don't know how to maneuver it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Because we have a lot of startups where they, just start up on the e-commerce side with no brick and mortar. So again, starting in April, leading up into November, I had that experience where, new products, I'm adding that to the site, posting that on social media, sending out newsletters, letting people know, hey, what's in store, how they can purchase that thing.
Yeah.
Again, it was just a mistake that I made, and I hope people learn from me. Having an e-commerce side, if your intentions are to eventually open up a brick and mortar, never slow down on the e-commerce side because of the times that we're in. We're still in a pandemic. There are still customers that still don't feel comfortable coming into a store. So they're shopping online and they're shopping curbside. We just actually implemented with our website, instead of using third parties or myself, I still deliver, but now everything is streamlined through the website. So look into your settings, look into your provider to see what type of options you have for your consumers, whether they're local or outside your state.
Okay, so we have one last question before we go to break, and it's from the Black Math Academy, our friend O'Neill. Shout out to O'Neill. Do you feel like Black women should be running the hair and beauty supply game?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Delve into that, because again, we are the consumers, but we're consuming, but we're not owning. We're consuming, but we're not even driving the imagery, like it's crazy because they'll use our images and everything, but then we're still not reaping the profit of it. So talk about it a little bit for him. So.
Being in a special market, natural hair, this is a special industry. There are people that come into the store, they're looking for a relaxer. I don't sell relaxers because I cater to women and men with textured hair.
Yeah.
But
you cater to men. I heard that part
as well.
Because you have the beard products in here. You have the wave caps, of course. Like you have a whole bunch of products for men specifically.
Absolutely.
Because people think beauty supply store and they just think hair, female hair products or whatever. You actually have male products in here, the beard oils, everything.
Everything for your bald head.
Yeah.
It does.
Everything for your bald head.
Yeah, because we have men. What can I use for my bald head? But just to answer O'Neill's question, yes, we are the number one consumers when it comes to the natural hair market. Yes, there are a lot of Black women, talented Black women, who actually have ownership when it comes to the products that they create. The issue and the disconnect is the ownership side on the beauty supply world. So absolutely, that's not balanced.
So we should be owning it. We're working on it.
Yes,
we're hoping that you'll, not saying you'll lead the charge, but you're amongst people trying to lead the charge and making this change. So what we're going to do, we're going to transition. We'll be right back on Goddess Talk. I want to talk to you some more. We're going to talk to some of our vendors and, of course, some of our guests here. So we'll be right back on Goddess Talk Show. B-Blaze. B-Blaze what? Hair boutique. Hair boutique. Okay. In few generations. Good child. You got my stomach full. I'm over here like trying to get it together.
I love her props and all her.
Yeah,
It's cool.
she, and I love the pictures that she got going around. Like you see all of our 80s. You got, I think she got Lauren. I think that's Lauren Hill.
That's
over there.
crazy. I never looked up.
Yeah.
I miss so much in here. Yeah, I never seen that. You gotta get that.
Don't you play ball? All right, well, we don't get tired right now.
All right. I hope they don't flag for copyright. We got all the
I was trying to be discreet.
Y'all ready? Amber. Hey y'all, welcome back to Goddess Talk Show. I am Bolaji and I'm here with some amazing people. We have Chef Melly from Three Generations Food Truck, and we then have Brandy from B-Blaze Hair Boutique, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna start with Chef Mel because you fed us today, and we like food. And I hit up Chef Mel a couple weeks ago. I was like, Chef Mel, I need my seafood pasta, and you made it. So talk about who you are and what you do.
All right, so I'm Chef Mel, better known as Melissa. I own Three Generations Food Truck, Three Generations in general, Three Generations Restaurant, Three Generations Catering, and so many other things.
What's Three Generations about? Talk about that name in general.
So Three Generations, it started because, so I'm a software engineer by trade. It has nothing to do with food, but it ties into my business, actually. We started Three Generations because my family, they love to cook. My grandmother, she's like a number one cook in the household. So I said, well, if I start a business, I had to incorporate my family in it because that's how I learned how to cook. I've never been to a culinary art school or anything like that. Like I said before, I went to school to be a software engineer. I graduated about 3 years ago with my bachelor's in information technology and management with a subplan in analytics. And I bought my food truck right away, thanks to Brandy. She said, go ahead and buy that truck. So we wasted no time when I got out of college. We bought the truck, and everything that you see about Three Generations Food Truck, from the wrap to the website, the analytics, everything about it, it started with me. I'm my own marketer. I'm my own promoter. And then I'm also the chef on my food truck. We have a staff of about 3 to 4 people. And that's how Three Generations started. Once we started in St. Pete, it just kind of took over the Tampa Bay area.
And you're like the biggest food truck that I know of.
Yeah.
And you're doing other things too because you're also a private chef. So people bring you out, they fly you out. You got food out, Chef Mel, to feed other people. But talk about that private chef part that you're doing now, because now you're making a name for yourself aside from just Three Generations. So talk about that.
So I like to tell people I thank God first. If my food truck is not running, I'm a private chef. So we created a formula in the food industry that instead of just food trucking, we decided that we wanted to cater, but we also want to private dine. Private dining can range from like a 2-person meal, or you can call me to say, hey, can you come out to Colorado for a weekend? I private dine at least 3 or 4 times a week if I do not promote my food truck. So I probably have about 4 private diners this week. I'm always on someone's schedule, traders, doctors, whoever. I'll pop up in your house. I'll make you and your family meal. And it's very intimate. It's something about spending time with people you don't know and you get to know them over food. It creates the experience. And I think that's what I've been doing. It's just more, it's more than the food. I think it's the energy and the vibe People create something at my food truck when they come. So it's like, hey, I got good food, but then you meet good people, and then you meet business owners, and then it turns into something. So that's what private dining's been like. And then catering. Catering it's another beast, because most of the time when you get a private dining client, you're catering for them. So all my customers obviously turn into clientele, and we learn how to separate our customers from our clientele. So we have the food truck life, and then we go off and we create a more intimate experience with them.
All right. And you thanked Brandy for, being part of the experience. So how would you talk about Brandy right now?
So Brandy is my partner. She's my better half. She owns B-Blaze Hair Boutique, but Brandy is super motivating. I was going to open a tech company. I was going to open $1 million tech company. And Brandy was smart, because she said, open a food truck, it would make money faster. And she probably would have been broke with me for like 4 years, trying to build a tech company, because I probably would have needed someone to take care of me. But she said, no, start the food truck, start the business. And I started the business, and it created more than a foundation. We were able to buy 1 food truck our first year. The second year, we bought 2 within a week's time apart. We started in a food hall as our first franchise in 22 South. I went on to open up a kitchen in Tampa, and we're coming out to Seminole Heights soon. So
Tampa, watch out.
It's a lot for 3 generations. We're actually working on starting a chef network. So if you want someone like Chef Melly, we'll have it right next to me. It'll be easy to find. You don't have to look too far.
All right. So we can follow you on social media at
3 Generations Food Truck. 3 Generations everywhere. Google. If you type in Google and you put Fried Lobster Florida, or you put hashtag Tampa Bay, hashtag Chef Melly, I wrap my truck in all hashtags. I wanted to make sure people found me. So if you use any hashtag that's connected to my logo or my brand, it'll find me anywhere. So
all right. And your website?
www.chefmellies.com.
Chef Melly's. And I'm going to transition to B-Blaze Hair Boutique. Shout out to Brandy for putting on Chef Mel, being motivating, being a great partner. So Brandy, what do you do? And talk about your background, because you're not from Florida either.
I'm not from Florida. I'm from Camden, South Carolina, a really small town of population of 7,000. And I actually moved to Florida to follow my dream.
And you've been here now, and you own how many hair boutiques now?
2.
Okay, so talk about what you do and how we can find it, and what you sell as well in your boutiques.
So we sell virgin hair products, and I thank God it was a step ahead of the pandemic, because my vision was always to have a hair store with a drive-through. So we don't sell products, but we sell wigs.
Yeah.
So some ladies don't want to get out in their bonnets, and they just want curbside service. So
you almost walked in here with your body with the curls. You told me, I was like, okay, Brandy. Yeah. So how long you been doing that now?
So for 5 years.
And you're doing it on e-commerce, and you have a physical location.
Yes.
Talk about how that's been, because we talked to Pam earlier about distributors and all that. Have you found that to be a difficult thing for you as well?
No, not the way I've done it. I actually started online first. I started delivering and stuff first locally, but then I started my online presence early.
Okay.
And I was able, that is what built the foundation for me to afford the stores, the brick and mortar locations, because the online did so well. Okay.
And what are your clientele as well? Because Pam caters to natural, but you're catering to everybody in between. What's your clientele like?
It's probably one and the same. We actually use a lot of products that are in here. On the hair, it's human hair. But we get girls from near and far.
Okay.
All kind of different.
All right. So B-Blaze Hair Boutique, how can we find you? Shout out to social media, and then also your website.
Yeah, it's B-Blaze Hair Boutique on Instagram, and then bblazeHairBoutique.com.
All right. Well, they both got to get out of here. Chef Mel fed us real good. I got some lobster, some salmon.
Yeah.
What else did we have?
We did rosemary potatoes. We did a seafood salad. And Bolaji, she supports me all the time. So I just want to say thank you, Bolaji. I always enjoy being in her presence or coming to all her events and speaking. So thank you.
Yeah, my stomach is full, so I've been stuck in a little bit. If you see my stomach a little, you understand it was Chef Mel's fault. All right, so I want to actually transition, because my friends are about to leave. I appreciate y'all, but we're about to head out to break, and then we're also going to see some of our other vendors here. DJ Spaceship is going to take us out. We'll be right back on Goddess Talk Show. Now we got my friend Ty, Miss Taisha.
Oh, I already have I got my cuticle oil. I have my top and my bottom coat.
All right, thank you.
I like
All right, so I'm gonna do Ty. So Miss Ty, what do I need on here? Oh yeah, my nail pad. Oh yeah, so nail finding. Yeah, that's cool. And also the person who does my hair. She yeah.
I know, right?
What happened? You got it?
Why don't you? I think it's time to get ready.
I'm ready right here. And the wall. We're right here. And then the waffle. Be prepared because once I'm done with Ty, pull up a pink chair right here if you don't mind. Yeah. So you be seated and just waiting for me to transition to you. And you can just Hey everybody, welcome back to Goddess Talk Show. I'm your host Bolaji, and we are back here, and I'm having a great time. We are eating, having fun, talking and chatting with friends, but we're also making sure to talk to all of our vendors within the building. We have Taken by Ty here.
Hello.
She has a vegan nail polish company. So Ty, I need to know all about it because as we know, I'm a nail person.
Yes, and me too.
So
this
yeah.
is Taken by Ty. I am Taisha. I am the founder, owner of Taken by Ty Vegan Nail Polish. The products, all of my products are vegan, non-toxic, and cruelty-free. So no testing on animals or anything like that. The products do not contain the top 11 most harmful ingredients that you would find in your regular over-the-counter nail polish. So our products are free of those things. So that formaldehydes, parabens, things like that that are not so good for us are what you won't find them in here. We go with the plant-based products. Right now I have 24 beautiful colors. We have 24 beautiful colors.
I'll hold that.
Yes, so we have a little video here. Yeah. We also have a cuticle oil, nail polish remover pads. What else? Top coat, your base coat. I'm trying to think what else. We have 3 lines now? 3 lines, and I'm also starting some press-ons. So we're thinking about launching into press-ons coming up here soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at all these different colors.
Yes.
How do you decide what colors work best? Because now I'll see this regularly at a nail salon, right? But how did you come up with what you wanted as far as your line?
So each collection is kind of just driven by some inspiration from somewhere. So normally people go with colors of a season. I don't necessarily go with the colors of a season. I kind of just pick and choose what it is that I love and I love to see on other people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where the inspiration comes from each color.
Okay. And what brought you to even doing this in the first place?
This nail polish has kind of been like just almost a part of me since I was a kid. After school, I'd be going to get my nails done. That's just what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So one day, I was just praying and praying about something I could do that I had a passion for.
Mm-hmm.
So God spoke to me and said, "Go ahead and start a nail polish line," and I've been working ever since.
And you are here in My Shade and Texture, so you are actually one of her home vendors here.
I am.
And your products are available here. So even if someone cannot buy it online from you, they may not be at a pop-up shop, but they might actually come into My Shade and Texture and be able to purchase your product.
Yes, and that's a good story because about January, not this past January, but the January before, so right after Pam first opened up, I was looking on Juneteenth. I was looking for a Black-owned beauty supply store, and I found My Shade and Texture. I walked in, I was so excited, and I was like, I think I'm going to start a nail polish line. And she was like, really? Well, I don't have any nail polish in here. So she was like, yeah, well, you definitely, start that, bring them in. So I started with my first pop-up shop with Pam. That was an awesome experience, and I kind of just been going since then. And we've been in the store for a good 3 months.
Okay. And what is your favorite color? What is a fan favorite? What do customers really like? I need this tie.
So
ASAP.
everybody kind of has their thing. So a lot of women either they're into their nudes or they're into their brights. I'm a bright girl. I love bright green, bright oranges, bright yellows. But I try to give a good variety of different colors.
Okay. And do you talk about nail care as well? Because are these like regular polish? Are they gel polish? What are they?
These are regular nail polishes. Now, some of my customers do prefer and they love the gel polish line. What I give them an option to do is if they absolutely love my colors, what you can do is take them to the salon with you, have them paint one of your favorite color, and then add a clear gel top coat to that if you absolutely love the gel. Because some people love the gel. It lasts a little bit longer.
Yeah.
My polish does tend to, based on customer reviews, about a good 10 days. So that's pretty decent for regular polish.
Yeah.
Especially when you go ahead and seal it with that top coat. And you said about nail care. And that's one of the main things you want to make sure that you do. Go ahead and apply your base coat, apply your color, and then apply your top coat as well.
Okay. And I just want to know, like, what nail salons, should nail salons reach out to you to put this in their stores?
I would love for them to. So that's actually part of my business plan and growth. I'm hoping to have the opportunity to expand into salons as well.
Okay.
Right now, my customer base pretty much just takes, purchase and then take their polish into the salons with them.
Okay. So now, because I'm a nail person, right? How often should I switch out nail polish? How often, like, talk about that, because that's part of the nail care and upkeep that we should know about as well.
Right. So normally when you have acrylics or your hard gel on your nails, those can last you anywhere from 2 weeks to a month, depending on the person. But with your basic regular polish on a natural nail, you want to go ahead and try and switch it out about every 10 days.
Okay.
But again, these products are vegan, so they're much healthier option versus having those toxic polishes that will stain your nails and things like that.
Yes. And because they are vegan, talk about that process, because most people have not heard about vegan nail polish, but that's a new industry. So talk about being in the very new industry.
I think that there's a huge market, especially for Black women, to choose just healthier options. And if there's healthier options out there, I think we should choose them. So again, the parabens and formaldehydes and things like that, we don't want to, we know that our bodies are a temple, and what we do is with this new vegan line spreading, we are so cautious about the things that we consume, but we're not thinking about the things we put on our skin and the things we put on our nails. So we need to think about those things too.
So Taken by Ty, how did you even get with the name in the first place?
Oh,
because every time I was trying to tag it online, I was like, well, it's Ty, but Taken by Ty.
So Taken by Ty is kind of funny. Like I mentioned earlier, as a kid, 14, 15, after school, I was running to the nail shop on Fridays. So back in the day, this is how it used to be. Back in the day, you would come in and they tell you to pick a color. I would grab every single color I wanted because I could never choose.
Yeah.
So they were all taken by me. I would have about 5, 6, 7 polishes lined up, and then when I chose. So
Yeah.
it just came to me. I was like, oh, Taken by Ty.
Yeah.
So that's
All
where it
right.
comes from.
So what's your website?
My website is takenbyty.com.
And online, your Instagram name is taken
Underscore by
_by
underscore
Ty.
Ty.
TYE. So make sure you guys follow her. Make sure you tag her, of course, when you do get your polish on, because we want to make sure you're able to get some of your fan. It's cute. I really enjoyed it. When Pam told me about this, I was like, okay, a vegan nail polish.
Right.
I've heard of some, and you're, I think, the second Black-owned vegan nail polish company that I know of. So shout out to you. I'm so excited about this, and we wish you all the best for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. So our next guest, we're going to actually transition, is Miss Faye, Faye's Cafe, and we have Bolaji Ajike, or D Ajike, here, and she's going to talk about her products because you provided the desserts for tonight.
I did.
Yes. So let me just switch over my chair. So D, talk about who you are, what you do, and make sure you look at the camera doing it.
Okay. Hi, my name is Dolapo. Everybody calls me D. I am a pastry chef. I cater, I cook. I do a little bit of everything, and I do it from home. I started this about a year ago due to the pandemic. I always worked in hospitality. I went to culinary school, so I did get a culinary background. And I've just always enjoyed cooking, always enjoyed baking and doing that for others. So it's very therapeutic for me. So whenever my sister asks for something, I'm more than happy to do it. So today I did a dessert box, which I like doing assortments because I can never decide on just one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I am definitely, I need a bite of every donut, a bite of every cookie, a piece of one of everything. So I like to do little combos for people who are just as indecisive as me. So today we have, you should open this. I'm gonna rip into this.
Yeah, we purposely did it individualized because, of course, with COVID regulations, I didn't want everybody just picking out of, the tray. So I was like, make sure we make individuals for everybody.
Yeah.
So we got 4 treats in
So
here.
we've got 4 treats. I've got the black and white brownie, which is a brownie and a blondie. Blondie is just a brownie without the chocolate. A nectarine and almond upside down cake, which is very delicious. The cranberry chocolate oatmeal cookie, and a brown sugar lemon bar. I don't want them to fall out.
Yeah.
But they look like they're sticking pretty well. Brown sugar lemon bar in there as well. So everything is, I want to say, very delicious. We've had some people who already had some and good reviews, I guess. It's just, I just like to put things together and just go with it.
And you've done these boxes for a couple different things. So not only do you do baking and pastry, but you also do regular food.
Yeah, I'll do picnic boxes. There's a very big picnic community here in Tampa. So I've collaborated with one of them, and I provide picnic food, cold food mostly, sweet, savory items. I've done tea parties. I used to live in Philly, so I've done boxes. I've done all types of things there. So I'm just trying to establish like a sweet and savory experience, if you will. Yes,
that's always what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
It smells good. So now, I'm gonna keep this for myself, but it is mine. It is mine. Talk about how people can follow you. Number one. So how can people follow you?
So I have on Instagram, it is Faye's Cafe, FEYIS Cafe. And I do have a website, which is fayescafe.com. It's got my menu. It's got information about me, how you can place your orders, things like that. I also do some catering, and I also am a private chef. So a little bit of everything. You can book me.
I was eating.
I know you like the corner. That might not be a corner one, but
no, I was eating. This is really good. She knows I love brownies, so just the fact that it's a combo, and I like the edges. Not everybody does,
I don't
but
think I got
do.
you an edge.
This is really good. I'm smelling everything. I'm smelling. What am I smelling?
Almonds probably, and lots of lemon in that guy.
It's good. And you have this cookie in here, and this one has what in it?
That is chocolate oatmeal cranberry.
And not many people can mix oatmeal with different things. So not many people like oatmeal, but no, you always make something amazing and incredible. So thank you so much for doing this.
Thank
because
you for having me.
the small group of people we had in here, it was amazing. This is mine, okay, y'all. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our last break of Goddess Talk Show. We'll be right back, and we're gonna finish out with My Shade and Texture and Pam Thompson. We'll be right back. See you soon. It's supposed to be mine. You don't like that. Welcome back one last time to Goddess Talk Show. Before we left the break, we got a chance to go around the room to see all the different vendors and businesses within this space. Pam has been amazing with having other people come into her space. And I've been proud because I've seen the pop-ups that you've done, but you share your space with everybody. You do not hold back. Different people of different walks of life can come in here and find a space, safe space in My Shade and Texture. Mm-hmm. So Pam, what has it done? Because you're an innovator, you're stretching yourself. Beauty supplies stores usually just stick with that. They don't do all these other things, but you found a way to kind of maneuver a little bit. So talk about what is your passion for this.
My passion comes from my personal experiences, also the experiences of those around me. We've seen the videos, we've seen the complaints that a lot of women, Black women, experience when they go into non-Black owned beauty supply stores. Like I said, I've experienced it myself, whether it's the non-customer service, the bias, the type of products that are available to us. And so it just became repetitive. And so it was like, Pam, are you going to continue to complain or are you going to do something about it? So being a change agent in this industry, in a special market of natural hair, I knew that I had something that was different. And I wanted to always be more than just a beauty supply store. When I actually built out the space, I actually made sure that there was space for vendors. So seeing, that having that vision of hosting pop-up shops, as Taken by Ty, Taisha mentioned, she's one of our consignment vendors. We actually have almost 7 consignment vendors, and that's for startup brands. We offer them a shelf where they can sell their products, and we provide feedback. And because of my background, working in operations, working in management, having a degree in HR management, I always wanted to help others. And so under that grow your brand branch, my goal for the future, we're actually expanding that where we can offer professional services. So not just having a space for you to provide, sell your products or host some pop-up shops, actually getting you the actual knowledge that you need to actually be a successful brand. So that's what's next for us when it comes to My Shade and Texture.
You said consignment vendor. What exactly is that? Because many may not understand what that is.
So when you think about it like a consignment store,
Okay.
so I come in and I drop off my products. You know, you're responsible for marketing my products.
Mm-hmm.
You're responsible for selling my products. What sells is when you get paid out.
Mm-hmm.
But we take it a step further. You know, we provide marketing, content creation. We host those same vendors and allowing them to have their own pop-up shop,
Okay.
just so that they can get that direct feedback from the consumers. We actually also allow them to switch out different products, you know, seasonal products. Come in during your 90-day term or your 60-day term to test out different products. And for those who are not ready to be on a consignment floor, the beginning phase is the pop-up shop that we do each and every Saturday.
Okay. And now you just talked about marketing materials, you know, giving them and marketing their products. But I see on Instagram, you've also had to become a presence on Instagram, because you can have an e-commerce store. Yes, you can have a physical building, but marketing takes social media activity. So talk about that as well, because there's a lot that goes into having a store and putting it out there and getting people to want to come in.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be fun and engaging online. So talk about how you had to also shift and open yourself up, because that wasn't you before.
No,
It wasn't. So talk about that part, because it's fun to see you coming out of it, but it's fun.
And, you know, we've talked about this before, and it's because, you know, I worked 10 years in the federal government, over 10 and a half years. And the biggest thing that we could not do was have that online presence. We couldn't. So, you know, I'm kind of coming out of my shell. And also it's very difficult to actually find content out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to recreate or create my own content. And that's, you know, me or the beauty curators here. We just, you know, if I'm going to search for something and I can't find it, I'm going to go ahead and create it myself.
Yeah, and it's great to be an innovator. It's great to be a creator. That's what social media really wants these days, is people being creative, right? And you have people who work in your store. So now you had to become an employer, because other than being a business, you want to now give it to the community. So you're employing within your community. How has that been? Because the community, like I said, has really held you down.
Yeah.
How has that been, employing within this community? What is your demographic for employment? Because you're dealing with college kids and probably high school and everything else. How has that been? Because that's a difference as well.
It is. A lot of the, you know, young ladies who have worked here or still work here, they started off as an intern, and they're all college women. And so a part of their requirements to graduate is that they need an internship.
Okay.
And so that's actually how a lot of them started here, as, you know, as an internship under their program, whether it was business, it was marketing, entrepreneurship. And from that, that grew into full-time or part-time employment. So I like seeing their growth. You know, I learn a lot from them just as much as they learn a lot from me.
Yeah.
So I actually love that.
We've had this here, but I want you to take a chance to talk about each product on here, because you have your own stuff that you sell within your store. Not only is it My Shade and Texture with everybody else's stuff in here, with all the different businesses, their products, but then you also have a couple products yourself that people love. So go ahead and give us a little demo of what's on here.
Yes. So as a naturalista, a lot of us can probably relate. We're, you know, our own mixologists. So for years, I've been on this journey since maybe 2002. Started off in high school, returning natural.
Yeah.
And so testing a lot of products, having allergies has made me very particular. Hence the creation of the Blend and Glow Bar. So that's our DIY station where you can make your own body scrubs, body oil. So this is just an extension of that. So our most recent items that we've added to the Blend and Glow Bar are glow bars. These are different type of cleansing bars, multi-purpose, and they all contain a different type of clay. So pink kaolin clay, we have Razul clay, and we have French green clay. So they all have a name. Rose water, this is our rose water glow mist. Rose water is amazing to use as a toner. So after you cleanse, tone. We also have some different clay powders. The same clay powders that you'll find in our bars, you can actually use this. So, for example, we have Razul clay. And then again, the DIY station is where you can make your own body scrubs, your own multi-purpose body oils. We have argan oil and 7 different other oils. Our Shea Babes, that's what we call our tribe, Shea Babes. So these are different bags and they're filled with different goodies. So a combination of the different brands that we carry in the store, we put those little travel size items in the bags. 2 more things. Our Black Hippie, these are some of our rollers. Again, some of the products from the DIY station. A lot of the women and men who come into the store, they just like to grab and go. Yeah. So that is actually one of the inspiration behind some of these items. I don't want to make it myself. You make it for me, or let me grab and go. And then last but not least, everyone needs a wooden soap dish. Don't leave your soap bar in the shower, while you're not in there, because it's just going to break down and turn into mush. So wooden soap dishes will actually preserve your soap bar. It dries it out. So that means the scent will last much longer and it will be more effective. So this is just an extension of the Blend and Glow bar. We're actually outgrowing that space. We have so many other plans for it. So it's just a place where women, men, you grab your recipe card. Everything is labeled with the benefits, what it blends well with. Again, we're all about educating our customers. So the QR codes.
Yes, that's something that I remember. If I came in here, if I didn't know what, I was like, what product is that? I could just scan the QR code and I would find out what it was. The ingredients, I think sometimes you have in there.
Tutorials.
Yes, tutorials. And then the Blend and Glow, especially. That's where we had our musical performances in front of today. Love that setup. You have the different oils, the salts, and all those things that you can put together, blend together to get what your body needs, a body scrub, a facial scrub, all those things. I'm telling y'all what I know is in here, okay? But the most important thing, other than just all the different products and everything here, you have a salon within My Shade and Texture. Yes. So talk about that part. Talk about, I know you have a not revolving door like people can't stay, but you want a lot of people to circulate through it. Absolutely. So what is the that room for at this point?
Well, the concept now, it has changed, and COVID actually forced us to change the concept of the salon. So when I originally opened, we had one stylist in the salon. So it was great for customers to actually grab the products off the floor, go to the salon. Well, we're still in COVID, but since reopening the salon, we have hosted visiting stylists, local stylists, whether they're doing braids or instructing a class, also locticians, braiders, natural hair stylists. Our resident stylist is constantly changing in that space.
And people have an opportunity to become resident stylists. So make sure you're reaching out to Pam, myshadeandtexture.com. Yes. But Pam, talk about just number one, how can people find you on social media and how can they connect with you?
Yes. So again, we're centrally located in Tampa, just 2 blocks away from Busch Gardens. If you know Mel's Hot Dogs, right across the street from Mel's. So that landmark in Tampa, we're actually right next door. But shopping online, again, whether you're local or not, www.myshadeandtexture.com. We offer flat rate shipping, curbside pickup, and delivery. We're here 7 days a week. And that's about it. If you need virtual shopping, you can reach out to us directly. So whether we hit you up on your FaceTime or if you have a Droid or IG, we're going to find a way to make sure that we can provide that same ultimate experience for you as if you were in store.
Thank you so much, Pam, for the whole evening. Okay, Pam allowed us to come into her space, My Shade and Texture. It's been an amazing experience. Thank you for allowing the different vendors to come in here, our family and friends, performers. We had our DJ here the whole night, keeping us giving us a little vibe. But this has been Goddess Talk. I want to thank our amazing sponsors. We had Clarity and Wellness. We had Mama Plex, Afroganics, Creative Concepts. We had Angel Behavior Care Services. There were so many sponsors tonight, and we thank every single person for that. So before you leave, make sure you go to your Google or your Apple Play Store and download my app, Goddess Talk, okay? So Goddess Talk app is on your Apple and your Google Play Store. Make sure you get it, and we will see you again on another episode of Goddess Talk Show. Bye.